Hello and welcome to God and the Family, a series where I, Gershly Karen Pierre, speak about biblical concepts and tie that into our population, our families, our communities, and of course, our God, so that we can help make better sense of our place in this world and what I perceive would be God's ideal society for us. Today's scripture is in Isaiah chapter 11, verses 13, which states, "The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim." Isaiah chapter 11 is a prophecy speaking about God's overturning of Israelite judgments, how he's going to posture unity within his people, judge the other nations, how the forces of Israel will unite against their oppressors, and I'm speaking all of their oppressors. It also talks about how our current internal disunity and what causes those things, how God is going to remove all of that. Isn't it interesting how in Isaiah chapter 11, it's a blissful prophecy speaking on all these extreme adversarial dynamics that are flipping and going to become peaceful. Now, peaceful either by judgment or peaceful by reconciliation. And the interesting thing also about Isaiah 11 is that it talks about how all of this is going to be what the Bible calls ensign. In other words, E-N-S-I-G-N, which stands for something at the end of times you're going to look at and you're going to know this appeases the prophecy. You're going to look at it and you say, oh, well, in Isaiah 11 it says this. You're going to see it in your everyday life because these things, just like it says that the judgments upon God's people are a sign and a wonder for who we are, and just like it says in Joel that as God overturns these things, there will be signs and wonders, it once again says that here in Isaiah 11 twice. It talks about the ensign and those being how God is going to bring unity to his people. Many of the signs and wonders have been playing out for a few years now, and I've observed these things as being the revelation of who God's people are, but also that we're in that timing. And some observations that come to mind is just the sudden interest that many Black people have in moving to Africa. Use of social media and how it's causing Black populations to globally learn more about each other and want to work together. Even music videos featuring Afrobeats singers and singers from different R&B or rap genres. These are small-scale yet fleshly versions, iterations of how we are slowly coming into this global consciousness. The unlikeliest of people are coming together and serving as features in each other's content. And there was a time where we weren't this invested in one another's life. And yet here we are fulfilling Scripture. And you're going to see more and more of that. It's going to solidify, think of it like a stair step. It's going to solidify more in terms of the increasing of us coming together and realizing who we really are. And why do we need to come together anyway? Why are we even so divided anyway? Because if you look throughout Scripture, it talks about how Judah was scattered, and then you see how Ephraim is in a land of their iniquity. So there's a distance between the scattered and those still in the land, and how that iniquity within the land can make you think that those scattered are somehow better off, which is why it says the envy of Ephraim. And how those who are scattered may think those who are in the land are somehow better off, which is why it's the vexation. They're vexed with how they had to be put in the scattered position. So there's got to be us clarifying why we're even in this mess, which, by the way, was us against God before it became us against each other, and who we are biblically, why we are who we are, what we stand for biblically, and realizing the Black experience is just documented throughout the Scripture. So we're going to go from a people, yes, we've been scattered, but as God brings back us into one context, we will begin to see a total unification. And notice how it says in Isaiah 11 that Ephraim and Judah are going to unite against other nations. So we are going to realize, wait a minute, we have a shared stake in this fight as a people. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of God and the Family. Stay tuned for more.